guys, I'm Josh. Today my video is about one thing that impressed me the most about the ex-US president, Franklin Roosevelt. Franklin Roosevelt was a great US president. He won the re-election of US presidential election 4 years in a row. At that time, according to the Constitution of the US, running for a third or fourth term as president was not prohibited. He also set up big government policy, leading the US government to promote 250,000 major public construction plans, and he passed the Social Security Act of 1935 to ensure the rights of those who got unemployed. One thing that impressed me the most about Franklin Roosevelt, he led the U.S. to become a great nation despite of the Great Depression around 1929. The depression in the 1929 it led to high unemployment rate, and in the depression, over 13.5 million people in the U.S. were unemployed. The death rate arose dramatically due to the starving and unemployed. And in this condition, Franklin Roosevelt won the presidential election in 1932. He didn't feel happy afterwards because he knew that the economy situation at that time was very terrible. So the first thing he had to do was to deal with the high unemployment rate and to increase job opportunities in the states. Roosevelt decided to implement big government policy. It's similar to Keynesian economies, which mean that the government needs to spend a great amount of money to do basic constructions. As a result, from 1933 to 1934, the US government hired 60 million people to construct the highway, building stadium, building national park, and etc. Therefore, we call the policy above the New Deal. And Roosevelt led the US government to promote 250,000 of major public construction plans. In the 250,000 plans, the government hired many young people, and they put those young people in the civilian conservation crops to plant trees, building dams, and constructing state park. Their salary was $30 per month, and they could use $23 in it to support their family and to support their daily needs. Franklin Roosevelt started to supervise the financial institutions in the New Deal. He set up an important institution, which still exists nowadays. It is called Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. The corporation aimed to maintain stability and public confidence in the nation's financial system. So once the bank is corrupt, then if your deposit in the bank was less than 100,000, then the government will pay the money to you to maintain the stability of personal deposit. The most importantly, Roosevelt passed the Social Security Act of 1935. Then two policies. One was unemployment insurance, and the other was unemployment compensation. Those two laws aim to ensure the basic life support of all citizens. So the US policy started to change from monarchism to big government. Now the government would started to monitor the financial system when the Great Depression was approaching. Second thing that impressed me the most was about he refused to use wheelchair, and he moved heartily to walk on stage and deliver a speech on 1924 Democratic National Conventions. On the convention, he delivered the speech, and actually before the speech, he suffered from polio already. It was a disease that made him hardly to walk around. Despite of the polio, he refused to use wheelchair to walk on stage. Instead, he entered the stage by the help of his son and a crutch. He believed that walking on stage by wheelchair is a shame on him. He wanted to use his own power to deliver the speech so that he will be respected by his followers and other people. Although he moved hardly to walk on stage, and his speed of moving on stage was really slow. After he successfully entering the stage, everyone gave him a warm applause by respecting him. As a result, I think Franklin Roosevelt was a good person. He was a great man. Although suffering from polio, Roosevelt refused to rely on the sympathy from other people to live. Instead, he used his own power to live and to win the respect by himself. He refused to rely on a wheelchair to move around. So I believe that those people who respect themselves could easily get the respect from other people. And that is very important in our daily life. That was the end of the video today. If you guys like my channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my video. And I look forward to meeting with you guys again in future. Bye!